Federal Bureau of... He's an FBI agent.
FBI agent, sir, when I heard you, sir.
Cops arresting civilians, but cops arresting federal agents isn't something you see every day. What happens when officers realize they're arresting high-level agents? Let's find out.
You don't have any yet, but right now we're running
sir.
you through multiple federal databases.
Yeah.
Okay, nobody's coming up with your name. You also coming back on a terror watch list. So we're going to secure you for our protection and yours. We're going to put you in the back of a police car.
Where's that weapon at, sir?
It's on my right side, brother.
On December 2019, officers of the Carabel Police Department placed a veteran FBI agent under arrest in a parking lot. The agent, Alexis Hatton, was investigating a police corruption case involving a prominent businesswoman. The officers failed to believe Hatton's identity and placed him under arrest. Hattons felt uncomfortable and screamed for help. An officer talks to Hattons and immediately calls backup as Hattons requests that he puts off his body cam. He instructs backup to run his tag.
I'll talk to the U.S. Attorney's Office about it. You can cut off the reporting device now.
Okay, well, I will when I leave the area, sir. Hey, TJ, this guy is telling me to turn my body camera off and telling me he's going to contact other people to get involved with this. Let me get his tag number real quick. It's going to be LKST57. LKST57.
Hattons makes a phone call and asks the officer to narrate what happened. The officer claims he hasn't seen Hatton's badge, and Hattons pulls it out of the vehicle.
I told him that you were here to investigate me about an issue, and he said this needed to be handled through the office, not on the side of the road. And you said that wasn't going to happen. You were going to contact somebody
I was
else.
going to contact the U.S. Attorney's Office. That's
Okay.
correct. Yeah.
And then we're just trying to check your validity. You called a deputy sheriff's personal cell phone. You can't tell me how you got the number.
That's right.
Your tag's not coming back to the FBI.
Correct.
Okay. I haven't seen a badge. I've seen an ID card. I haven't seen a badge.
You have not seen...
No, sir. I haven't seen a badge. I've seen an ID card.
I handed this to you. Did you grab it? Take it out of my hand. Do you not see a badge?
I see a badge now. That's the first time I saw the badge,
good
sir.
Lord. Well, you don't need to be a deputy.
The officer walks to a truck and informs the men in it of the situation. He tells them that Hattons called his personal line and he doesn't know how he did it.
Call dispatch and say I need to meet somebody here?
No, he called my personal phone.
Okay.
He called my
his
personal phone.
deputy's personal phone and said he needed to meet with him.
That he was investigating me for a ticket that I wrote.
Police corruption and was requesting a copy of the ticket.
He's saying he's armed, but I haven't seen a gun yet. You want me to keep standing up there? He's saying he's armed. He's got a little badge, and he's got, it says FBI on it, and he's got a credentials when he opens it up. This is his license.
Seriously?
I swear to Lord Jesus.
So he's on the phone. He's got a radio.
You have a picture of his phone now.
Yeah, he's very uncooperative.
And he previously ordered the deputy to turn on his body.
Yeah. I didn't have it on to begin with because I thought this was a legitimate thing.
The officer returns to Hatton's vehicle and detains him. They put Hattons in handcuffs and ask where his firearm is.
You don't have any yet,
You're
but right
just being
now we're
detained,
running you
sir.
through multiple federal databases.
Yeah.
Okay, nobody's coming up with your name. You also coming back on a terror watch list. So we're going to secure you for our protection and yours. We're going to put you in the back of a police car.
Where's that weapon at, sir?
It's on my right side, brother.
You got any other weapons on you, sir?
No, just my wallet.
All right, I'm just going to pat you down real
Sure,
quick.
go ahead.
But if somebody pulls your name up, brother, you're good to go.
Yeah, we're just trying to verify you.
But since you don't want to give us no info for nobody to contact,
That's just the wallet that
I
you
can
were
tell you
showing me a
one
while
thing.
ago.
Yeah, that's my wallet. Don't touch that thing right there. That's my law enforcement. It's got all my notes on it for what I've done today. You're not allowed to see that.
I'm not allowed to see what? Well, if you go to jail, I'm going to impound this to the sheriff's office. I'm going to get a search warrant. I'm going to touch everything.
Good.
All right?
All right,
What's
he's
your
clear.
name again, brother?
My name's Sergeant
clear.
Carroll.
Okay.
Hey, will you unlock
Y'all don't lose that badge.
The officer is eventually informed by a captain that Hatton is a legitimate FBI agent.
He is legit. 10-4-5. I'm going to
Who just called?
handcuff him now. Captain Webb just called.
Who verified?
Captain Webb. I don't know who. 33 to 5. Could you advise me who verified that this person was legit?
What's he doing?
He called me here, Sheriff, and says he called my personal cell phone, and he goes, I don't know. He refuses to tell me. He said I need to discuss some things that's happened in the Carabel
His
area.
name is Lawrence Lynn.
and he's down in this area on an assignment.
I said, okay.
He's out of Lawrence Lee, he's out of Tallahassee over the FBI.
The officers release Hatton after verifying that his identity is legitimate, and he is indeed an FBI agent. Hatton informs the officers that he needs medical attention.
Call 911. I need a medical attention right now. Unlock me. Call 911. Call 911.
We're releasing you right now,
call
sir.
Call 911 now. Call 911. I need
33.
I'm sitting there begging you to cut off your heat.
We're releasing him now.
The EMS arrives on the scene and asks the officer what happened. The officer explains that Hatton complained of shortness of breath after being locked in the patrol vehicle.
Yeah, it's a long story. So he called me on my phone to meet with me about a matter. And he was questioning me on a ticket that I wrote. Said he worked for another agency, which turns out to be legit, but at the time we didn't know. So I called my supervisor here. Decision was made to detain him while we were checking his legitimacy. Yeah. And we put him in the back. And after that, he started complaining of shortness of breath, vision loss, and whatever else he's got going on. That's and he claims I had the heat on in the car. But I don't.
Where do you want to go? Tallahassee.
FBI agents later met the arresting officer and questioned him. The officer answered as truthfully as he could, and his supervisor sided with him, stating that he was being cautious.
Ow!
You guys are making a big mistake.
You are the one making the mistake!
Face down, now! All the way down! All the way! All the way!
You got my IDs right here, left pocket. Left?
On July 7th, 2020, officers of the Columbus Police Department arrested ATF agent James Burke. James was attempting to confiscate an illegal firearm, and the suspect called the police on him. Officers refused to believe James as he informed them he was an agent. They insisted that he got on the ground, and James hesitantly carried out their instructions. An officer arrives at the residence and finds the agent, James, standing in front of a house. He instructs James to turn around and points his gun at him.
Hey, turn around, let me see your hands. Turn around, let me see your hands. Okay, let me see your hands. I need to see some ID. Get on the ground! Get on the ground now! Get on the ground!
What's your deal?
Get on the ground now!
I'm a federal agent.
917-1-10-3.
I'm a federal agent.
Get on the ground!
Get on the ground. I'm a federal agent.
Why wouldn't you show me your ID when I got here? Don't move forward.
You didn't ask for it.
He is at 335.
Get on the ground. We'll figure it out.
James tells the officer that he is overreacting, and the officer informs him that they received a call stating someone was impersonating a police officer.
You're the one overreacting.
I'm not overreacting. We got a call that someone's impersonating a police officer out here and doesn't have ID.
No kidding, because she doesn't want to open it.
Okay, get on the ground so I can find out who you are.
It ain't happening.
Okay, fine.
Not happening.
Fine. Do you think I'm a police officer or something? What the heck's the matter with you? Who do you think you are? Get on the ground.
I'm not getting on the ground.
Backup arrives as James explains to the officer that he is a federal agent. The officers force James to get on the ground, and he says they are making a mistake. The officers also use force to restrain him while he gets on the ground.
Ow!
You guys are making a big mistake.
You are the one making the mistake!
Face down, now! All the way down! All the way! All the way!
You got my IDs right here, left pocket. Left pocket.
And we're gonna put your arm on your back.
Wait a second.
Do not resist.
I'm not resisting.
You're acting like a moron. I got one cuff on. Get your cuff.
Just hold me up. Sir.
The officer pulls out his taser while instructing James to stop resisting. James asks them not to tase him, but the officer proceeds to do so as his partner cuffs him.
Don't make me tase you!
You're gonna get tased. Put your right arm behind your back. Put your right arm behind your back.
No. Ow, don't do that. Okay. Here.
Get him cuffed. Get him cuffed.
James informs the officers that he is on their side, and they find his badge and ID in his pocket. The officers move him to the patrol vehicle while saying he was in the wrong for not obeying them.
My God, I'm here to
No, you're the one that's in the wrong.
Sir.
You know if you have interaction with the police, you obey commands.
Sir, I was trying to get
No, you didn't.
The officers insist that James must get into the patrol vehicle, but he pleads and tries explaining himself. They refuse to listen to him and say he had his chance to talk.
Hey, guys, please, just talk to me for 1 second, please.
Get in the car,
No,
we'll
wait.
talk later.
Sir, wait.
You had your chance.
No, I was trying to give you my creds. You didn't let me show them to
Never
you.
once tried.
The officer informs dispatch that they have James in their cruiser and are awaiting a supervisor. He then returns to his vehicle.
Yeah, we got him in the cruiser. We need a supervisor. We're used to taser.
Agent James Burke filed a federal lawsuit and accused the officers of using excessive force against him while he was working.
She feels like we can't move her out of the crime scene, but
You
because
can
she
move
wouldn't
me, you
listen
can't push me.
Yes, he can.
On February 4th, 2020, officers had a dispute with the Chicago Transit Authority supervisor Marteza Lee. Officer Raymond Haran instructed Lee to leave the crime scene, but she informed him she was doing her job. The officer proceeds to grab her, which escalated the situation. The situation led to Lee's arrest. An officer informs Lee to get off the crime scene as the police officers are doing their jobs. Lee doesn't listen, and the officer is forced to move her out of the scene.
Oh yeah, you need to get out of the crime scene, ma'am. Please get out of the crime scene. That's what I'm telling you.
And you're touching me now.
Because you're in the crime scene, and I'm
Do
asking
not
you to
touch
stay
me.
there. Do not go in the crime scene.
And I'm doing my job. Do not touch me.
You're not doing your
Do
job.
not
You can do your
touch
job
me.
from right there.
Lee approaches the officer's supervisor and informs him about the incident. She tells the supervisor that the officer grabbed her for no reason, and he says she might have been on the crime scene.
What's that?
He grabbed me.
Why?
I
Were you in
no
the
idea.
crime scene or something?
I'm walking, talking, and they was telling me to assess the situation. He grabbed me and pushed me over.
Maybe you were in the crime scene. I'm not sure.
Standing right there, I'm not by the
They
blood,
wouldn't
and I'm walking
grab
up.
Lee demands for something to be done, but the supervisor informs her that she will be arrested if his officer confirms she was obstructing the crime scene.
I want something to be done.
But if he tells me that you were obstructing the crime scene, we're going to arrest you.
You're not going to arrest me.
Yes,
for
we
doing
are.
My job. This is my job.
The supervisor calls the officer involved. The officer narrates how Lee was on the crime scene, and he took her from behind and guided her out of the crime scene.
That's fine.
Which one of you guys grabbed her?
Because she was walking through the crime scene to get out of the crime scene, and I took her from behind and I guided her outside the crime scene. I did not push everything's on camera.
You're absolutely right.
You're absolutely
Perfect.
right.
That's perfect.
Everything's on camera.
He just moved you out of the crime scene, is what he's saying.
No, I didn't push her.
He's grabbed you and moved you out of the crime scene.
The supervisor asks the officer if Lee was obstructing the crime scene, and he confirms that she was.
Was she obstructing the crime scene?
Yes. I told her, it's all on my body camera. I told her she had to get out of the crime scene. She kept walking.
The supervisor instructs the officer to place Lee under arrest for obstructing the crime scene. The officer does as he is told.
Damn.
Okay, arrest her. Put your hands behind your back.
In the crime scene, I can put my radio back on myself, and you snatching stuff. That is so.
The supervisor explains to Lee and other staff that the officers are allowed to push them out of the crime scene if they are obstructing. Marteza Lee was released shortly after, but sued the city of Chicago over the incident.
Yeah. So who are you?
I
guess I could.
On April 22, 2022, an officer of the Carson City Police Department stopped an FBI agent who was investigating child trafficking. The officer unlawfully stopped and arrested the agent on the grounds of police impersonation, without first establishing probable cause. The officer retrieved an FBI special agent badge from the driver's front pocket, ultimately leading to a search on his vehicle without a warrant.
How you doing, sir?
Good.
All right.
What's up?
Deputy Troy with the sheriff's office. The reason I'm stopping you is your plate's obstructed. Whatever that thing's got, you got to take it off, okay?
Okay.
Because it got to be visible within a certain distance. Now, when you went to driving school and a cop pulls you over, what they tell you?
Oh, you pull over when it's safe to do.
No, you pull over immediately. Okay? Let me tell you this. And now you pull over immediately.
Sure.
Because I don't know what you're doing inside this car.
Sure. Yeah.
Hiding guns. You know what I mean? Officer safety is number one.
Sure.
So pull over immediately. If for whatever reason I find it not safe, I'll get on the PA and say, hey, turn over at whatever stop.
The officer approaches the agent and informs him that he is being stopped because his license plate is blocked. The officer also instructs the agent to pull over immediately during a traffic stop.
No, I know we trained together. You're the gangman, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So who are you?
I'm
I guess I could.
Anton Former NDOC, and I used to work security at Harris.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm a contractor.
Okay. Do you have insurance on this thing?
My partner, huh?
Do you have insurance on this thing?
Yeah.
Your partner or what?
Now, my partner called me. I'm a contractor with Southwest Gas.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to go over there and get him logged into his computer.
Okay.
So I was kind of in a rush.
Hey, you live where?
Here in Carson City.
Where at?
Imperial. 33330.
I haven't stopped you before, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to, because you said, but I can't. In my mind, I'm...
The agent informs the officer that he is a former NDOC. The officer asks for his documents and also where he lives.
Like I said...
Yeah, hey, you know what? When you're that far behind, though, that to me, I was like, all right, is this guy pulling me over, or what's going on?
Yeah.
So once I'm on there and I ain't got nowhere to pull over, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't want to just pull over and stop and hold up traffic like that. So.
And at that point, we'll make that call. If there's too much traffic, we'll make that call for you. Let me give this to my partner so he can check you out. We can get you going, okay? I'm good. Can you run him out for me, though? Yeah. If you can, possibly.
The agent explains to the officer that he wasn't aware that he was the one being pulled over. The officer gives the agent's license to his partner to scan.
What kind of lighting does it have?
It doesn't have the built-in. It doesn't have the lighting built in.
Well, it's got lights up there.
It's got red and blues. It's got red and blues here on the back.
Turn it on.
The agent informs the officer that his car has lighting, and the officer instructs him to turn it on. His partner then proceeds to walk to the vehicle and prepares to ask the agent to step out.
Step out, man. No weapons or anything like that?
Nah.
All right, I'm going to take you out like this just to check, okay? Go push that one for me. Put that down for now, and then I'll get it for you. So you're not like law enforcement, right? You're not a law enforcement officer?
Yeah.
Huh?
What?
Yeah, you a cop?
No.
Okay, so you said you work security, right? Okay.
I'm a security contractor.
Copy. Whose car is it? Who?
So I'm going to put these on for now, okay? Because when relax. Hey,
Why is it taking the lights?
Yeah, I do contract work, so I have to have lights on this vehicle for some equipment.
They shouldn't be that color.
Yeah, they shouldn't be red and white, brother.
Yeah, it depends on who your contractor is. If you contract with law enforcement.
The officers instruct the agent to step out of his vehicle and place him under arrest. They ask if he is a law enforcement office, and he says he isn't.
Okay. So the reason you're in cuffs, okay, is per NRS. Unless you're a sworn officer.
I know in Nevada everybody states.
Yeah, you're not allowed to have red and blues.
Sure.
Right? Because then you could easily impersonate a police officer.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So...
The officer informs the agent that the reason for his detainment is because he isn't allowed to have red and blue lights if he isn't a sworn officer.
Back there. I didn't know if you're running your sirens for me or for...
Well, and then even then, when you see sirens were going, what are you supposed to do? Still keep going or pull over so the cop can go past you?
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I know. We train together. You're the gang, right?
Yeah. So who are you?
Oh, I'm
I guess I could...
Former NDOC, and I used to work security at Harris.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm a contractor.
Okay.
The second officer informs the agent that he will be prosecuted if they find that he is impersonating an officer. The agent also mentions that having red and blue lights aren't a crime, and his lights weren't on during the stop.
Oh, no. I'm so sorry, sir. I am so sorry, sir.
Security. Empty. He's got a badge.
I will not hurt you, sir.
Federal Bureau of... He's an FBI agent.
FBI agent, sir. I will not hurt you, sir. Believe me, sir.
On December 6, 2016, officer of the Grand Rapids Police Department arrests an FBI agent suspected of shooting at a Grand Rapids police sergeant. The suspect was identified as Ruben Hernandez and was in town on an undisclosed investigation. The sergeant didn't get hit by the gunshots fired at him. Later, officers talked to Hernandez's partner, John Salazar. Officers can be seen pursuing the suspect, Ruben Hernandez, and an officer instructs his colleagues to get cover because Hernandez is armed.
Get cover! Get cover!
The officers eventually restrain Hernandez as he willingly lies on the floor. They immediately turn him around and place him in handcuffs as he says he is sorry.
Give me this one.
Hernandez continues apologizing as the officers restrain. A female officer finds his badge and confirms he is an agent of the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
Oh no, sir. I'm so sorry, sir. I am so sorry, sir.
Security. Empty. He's got a badge.
I will not hurt you, sir.
Federal Bureau of... He's an FBI agent.
FBI agent, sir. I will not hurt you, sir. Believe me, sir. Thank you, man. Sir. Sir.
The officer continues searching the suspect. The suspect asks why they didn't believe him when he said he was an agent. He also asks the officer if he thinks he's doing the right thing.
Sir, thank you, your man, for doing the right thing.
Officers talk to Hernandez's partner and inform him of the situation. Salazar sees the footage and asks if his partner is all right.
We're just trying to put it all together.
We're trying to make sure that somebody didn't, that's him? That's your partner? That is my partner. Man, what, is he okay? Like, what happened to his face there?
He looks scuffed up, but, you know, like I say, he's, that wasn't done here by us. That was before he made contact with him, so we'll make sure he gets checked and everything like that.
An officer asks Salazar if he received a call from his partner that night. Salazar refuses to answer as he says he doesn't have an idea.
So did you get a call from him tonight?
What's that?
Did you get a call from him tonight? Someone called us and we're still trying to figure out who called us to warrant, let's say he was in trouble or something. That wasn't you?
Listen, I'm not going to answer anything right now. I have no idea.
A supervisor arrives and confiscates Salazar's weapon. He decides to hold the weapon while Salazar goes about his business. Ruben Hernandez pled no contest to felonious assault for firing a gun at a police sergeant.
There's a right and wrong way when you're dealing with law enforcement. You're in law enforcement, I'm in law enforcement, and that's completely the wrong way.
Okay, I didn't think I had an attitude when I asked you.
Well, you did.
In 2017, officers of the Albuquerque Police Department pulled over a woman in a rental vehicle. The woman driving the vehicle, Crawford, is a 38-year-old African-American immigration and custom enforcement agent on a temporary assignment in the area. Crawford confirmed that she had been pulled over 3 times in less than a month, and none of the stops resulted in a warning or citation. An officer pulls over Crawford and walks to her vehicle. He asks her for her driver's license, registration, and insurance. The officer also says they will continue the conversation in his truck.
Hello. How you doing? Have your driver's license, registration, and insurance, please? Yeah, we're going to talk in my truck when I get you out. We'll talk back there. I'll show you what I ran on the computer. You have your license? Okay, take a look at it, please.
What did I do?
I need to see your license and I'll explain the violation, ma'am. And I need to see the rental agreement, please.
The officer informs Crawford on the reason he stopped her.
Where did you pick up the vehicle at?
In Albuquerque.
In Albuquerque? Okay. The license plate's coming back not on file. So, but that's what I'm going to explain to you on the... And that's why I was going to ask you to step back to my truck so you can look at that.
Crawford informs the officer that she works with the Immigration and Custom Enforcement. The officer informs her that someone from her agency is accompanying him and instructs her to come to his truck.
All right, come on out real quick and I'll show you what I'm... What's that?
I'm a service.
Where do you work?
ICE.
You work with ICE?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I've got some guys with me that work with ICE. Come on out with it.
Crawford emerges from the vehicle and walks to the officer's vehicle. The officer informs his colleague that Crawford claims to work with them.
Come on back here. She works with you guys. Right here for me?
Oh,
right there.
I one of you. Don't worry.
After confirming that Crawford works with ICE, the officer suddenly claims that she had an attitude when he walked to her vehicle.
I understand that I worked with him for the last 2.5 years, so why the attitude when I first walked up there?
Because I'm trying to figure out what I do. It's not an attitude.
Okay. There's a right and wrong way to ask, and that was completely the wrong way. Believe me, everything's recorded on video and audio.
Okay,
so if you're an ICE agent, I appreciate that, but that way is going to talk you into some tickets when you talk to people like that.
The officer informs Crawford that there is a right and wrong way to respond to officers. He says she responded to him in the wrong way.
They came back not on file.
And all I did was ask you, what did I do? Why were you there?
Do you want to listen to the way you asked me?
Sure.
There's a right and wrong way when you're dealing with law enforcement. You're in law enforcement, I'm in law enforcement, and that's completely the wrong way.
Okay, I didn't think I had an attitude when I asked you.
Well, you did.
Okay, well, I apologize for thinking I came across the attitude.
The officer instructs Crawford to inform the rental company that the vehicle's license plate isn't on file. He eventually allows her return to her vehicle and leave.
Okay, so when you go back to the rental company, indicate to them that that plate's not on file. Okay? So that way you don't get stopped. Have a good day.
Thank you.
I want to punch you in the fucking face.
You should.
This is our 20th wedding anniversary today.
I know.
You son of a bitch.
I know.
What the is your problem?
On April 21st, 2021, an officer of the York Township Police Department conducted a traffic stop on a vehicle. The officer questioned the driver and noticed that he was perspiring and slurring his words. The suspect, later identified as Federal Agent Brad Ostendorf, was asked to perform several tests to confirm his sobriety. Brad failed the tests he was asked to perform. An officer walks up to Brad's vehicle after stopping him. He informs Brad that his headlights are off and notices that he is sweaty.
How you doing?
Good.
You're oh, gotcha. Your headlights are off.
What? Hold on.
Good. That's good. You're awful sweaty. Everything okay?
Yep. I'm good.
What's going on?
The officer asks Brad for his ID and where he is coming from. Brad informs the officer that he is on his way home.
Is it alright if I get your ID real quick? I just gotta have it for the record, that's all.
You bet. Hold on.
Where you come from today?
What's that?
So where you come from today?
Strongsville.
Strongsville.
The officer asks Brad to step out of the vehicle and says they will talk outside.
Step out for me, man.
What's that?
I'm gonna have you step on out here for a second.
Why?
We're just gonna talk out here for a little bit, alright?
Why?
Do you have any weapons on you?
I do.
You do? What do you have?
A Glock 19.
Glock 19? Do you have a CCW?
What? No, I'm working.
You're working?
So, yeah.
Gotcha.
So.
The officer asks Brad if he took anything because he is sweating a lot and the weather is cold. Brad claims he is all right and sweats all the time.
So you didn't take anything at all today?
Nope, I'm good to go.
Look, well, you're sweating a lot, man, and it's cold out here.
Dude, I sweat all the time.
You just sweat normally?
Yep.
Brad agrees to carry out a field sobriety test to determine if he is all right and sober enough to drive home.
Yep. While you're doing this, you're going to be looking down at your feet, counting out loud.
Yep.
Keep your arms down at your side.
Sorry about that.
And once you start, do not stop. Do you understand?
Got it.
All right, you may begin.
2.
The officer gives Brad the instructions to the second test. Brad was unable to perform well in the first test as he couldn't walk properly in a straight line.
Keep your arms down at your side, look down at your foot, and keep your legs straight. You understand?
Yep. For
All right.
how long?
Until I tell you to stop, man.
Got it.
You ready?
Got it. Yep.
All right, you may begin.
Brad fails the field sobriety test and the officers place him under arrest. An officer tells Brad their reason for arresting him and reads his rights to him.
So you're under arrest for operating a vehicle under the influence, okay?
I'm not.
Brad's wife comes to pick him from the police department and she is unhappy that he got arrested.
I want to punch you in the face.
You should.
This is our 20th wedding anniversary today.
I know.
You son of a
I know.
What the is your problem?
Well folks, that's our video for today. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy our content. Here is the notification button to get updated on our newest releases. See you on the next one.